Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss Slumdog Millionaire, starring Dev Patel, Frida Pinto, Madhur Mittal, Anil Kapoor, and Irfan Khan, and directed by Danny Boyle. Now, I didn't know too much about this coming out, but honestly, I heard it got really good ratings, and I did eventually see it in theaters, but was it gonna be good? Well, I hope so. I mean, I heard it was supposed to be really good. I mean, it got good ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, and it won Best Picture of the year, I think 2008 or something like that. No, take that back, 2009. But before I get into the movie, I just want to say I'm very glad it won Best Picture. I will say that much. But let's get into this movie now. Jamal Malik, played by Dev Patel, is a slumdog who grew up a slumdog in Mumbai and plays their version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and is led to believe by a police inspector, played by Irfan Khan, that he cheated, but Jamal tells him, and Sergeant Surnvalls, forgive me if I said that wrong, who's torturing him, that he knew the answers as it doesn't take a genius, but experience, where he was a boy with his brother Salim, and I love the cinematography here. This is a beautiful looking film with a breathtaking story. There's a lot of back and forth between Jamal playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and him as a little boy with his little brother, with his brother, excuse me. He's older than, Salim is older than Jamal, I'll say that much, who's a jerk about getting an Indian star, and Imtiyaz Khan's autograph. Sorry if I said that wrong. And I like both equally because the actors do amazing with their performances. Jamal and Salim's mother dies while they go swimming, and an angry mob come in, and they're now orphans, and it will lead to something. The story takes a great level, excuse me. And Danny Boyle does a phenomenal job directing this movie. The kid Salim is reluctant. As kids, Salim is reluctant, excuse me, about this, but Jamal lets Latika in, and I really connect with these kids, for they have such good arcs, and these kids are very good actors in this movie. Maman takes the three kids, and they work for him, and one night Jamal and Latika put red hot chilies on Salim's wiener, and Maman tortures both Jamal and Salim, and I thought that was rather clever. The three escape Maman's territory to go on a train to somewhere in India, and Latika gets captured by Maman, and Jamal is very depressed about it. And I was sad for him, and this movie does a pretty damn good job at feeling affection for the characters. This movie makes India look absolutely fucking beautiful. One of these days I'll travel there. Jamal goes back to Mumbai to find Latika, and finds Arvind, who looks older and beat up, and I felt bad for him, and Jamal finds Latika while on a dance practice and runs into Maman as Salim pulls out a gun at Maman as Salim kills him. And Jamal is in shock, which felt intense as Salim pushes Jamal out of his and Latika's lives, which did feel painfully sad, I must say. Jamal, as an adult, gets a job where he takes calls on the telephone and looks for Latika first, and there's too many results, but searches Salim Malik, and there's about 15 results under that name, and takes 3 calls, and the third time's the charm, and connects back with his brother, and punches him in the face, but talks with him after that. And I like these two actors. They do great in this, and this movie sings its heart out, in my general expertise. Jamal finds Latika in a house of a criminal kingpin, and the adult Latika is played by Frida Pinto, and after the kingpin comes home, Jamal sees he's treating her very badly, and she tells him not to come back, and that's when he decides he wants to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. After she goes to the train station and gets captured once again, and that plot worked for me very well. Salim has a change of heart for this kingpin and lets Latika go to Jamal as he goes back to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and he's a celebrity and is in the show and is asked the final question, which will lead him to be a millionaire, a question about the three musketeers. And they bring up two musketeers, Athos and Porthos, and who's the third musketeer? He doesn't know the answer, but calls Salim's number, and Latika answers, and meanwhile, Salim sacrifices himself in the bathtub with his gun, and Jamal answers Aramis, and gets it right, and becomes a millionaire, as well as winning Latika's heart. Is a great and phenomenal ending in my opinion. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 9.3 out of 10. This movie is beautiful looking, beautifully acted, and beautifully written. The actors do a very good job at making this movie that it is. I love this movie. I'm very glad it won Best Picture of 2009. So I would like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I will be back with 127 hours. And until next time, and action.